smart. So let's get to Johnathan Miller here. Johnathan, I'm so excited to have you here in the studio with us. Last time we were on Zoom, but now you're right here in person. So what can we expect as spring is here and we want to make those houses a little more beautiful?
We've got to bring in some color, Candace.
Yes.
That's one of the things. We've been in the drab part of the year. We've been cozy, we've been warm, we've had our faux furs. We need to bring in some yellow, we need to bring in some purples, some whites. We've got to make this little house wake up.
Okay.
Bring some everything in.
Yes, so we were talking about our colors. I'm a little early with my white, but that's okay because we're breaking the rules and we're doing what we want to do, Johnathan. So we can do that with our homes as well. So let's talk about some of those colors. How do we go about bringing color into our home?
Well, if you're on a budget,
okay,
you definitely want to jump right in and start looking for some basket weave things, some jute, some linen. Changing out your toss pillows is going to be your most economical option, and you want to bring in plants. Okay. Plants, I cannot stress that enough. Add in those pops of greenery, so then that way you get a little more life. You can use your existing plants. Go to the nurseries right now, they have the baby ferns, things like that, that you can add into your existing planters, so you can really jazz up that space in a really easy way.
Yeah, we're looking at some of these pictures. Those homes look amazing. Those are literally goals. So let's talk about some things that we can do on our own. A little DIY projects you got for us?
I do. I've got a great one. Jump on your favorite platform where you can order, wallpaper, things like that. Order yourself a roll of wallpaper in a pattern or something that color that you like. Look at your built-ins, your bookshelves, and go wrap all the books on them. It's going to add, you did it in school. It's going to add a little extra life to your bookshelves, and then it also prompts you to clear off the dust from the winter season and rearrange things a little bit. You can even change out some of the frames for your photos, things like that. Just add a little bit of extra life and a little bit of color. Wake up those spaces.
That is genius. Now, we've talked previously on Zoom. Let's just give people a quick recap if they missed that one about spring cleaning. I loved that suitcase idea you were telling me.
Did you do it?
Not yet. It's on my to-do list, though. It's coming up, I promise. So tell us about that suitcase. Tell people that didn't hear our Zoom conversation about the suitcase cleaning.
So I call it the suitcase solution.
Yeah.
We have so many trips in our lives where we're used to. Go to your closet. I guarantee you have at least one duffel bag or one suitcase in there that you can actually go, pull it out, fill it up full of stuff in your closet that you've not worn in at least a year. Yeah. Even if you had nowhere to go. How many times are you going to wear that one evening dress or whatever?
Right.
Throw it in there. If you don't pull it out to wear it within the next 6 months, you take the entire bag and you donate it.
Easy.
Don't go through it a second time. It's done.
Yep.
It's out of the way.
And you just roll that suitcase to wherever it needs to go, the Goodwill or whatever, donating.
Exactly.
So look, I did get a whole new suitcase because my suitcase was damaged and old. So that's the suitcase that I'm going to use. And when I do it, I will be sure to post it and tag you with your suitcase solution because I promise I'm going to do it. I'm a woman of my word.
Hold you accountable.
Okay, I was going to say I'm a woman of my word. All right, so let's get back to jazzing up the house. You were talking about changing some of the colors and things. You mentioned those throw pillows. What else should we be changing around the home?
If you've got an existing rug that maybe it's a little bit more, you bought it during the winter season, so it's going to be warm and cozy, go out, get a smaller one, get a 5x7, layer on top of it under your coffee table. Speaking of your coffee table, you can even switch out your coffee table seasonally. You can go and you can get some little stools that can go in front, add a little pop of color there, a little bit more life in. It's so easy to change out and jazz up a space.
Yeah.
You just really have to think, okay, there's one little thing I like. Let's center around that for this season. And then usually, by the time it's time to pull out the winter throws again, you're ready to, put it somewhere else anyway.
Right. I'm looking at some of the pictures that we're seeing here on the screen, and I know you're a home staging expert. A lot of people are kind of going with the minimalist look, right? A nice modern, sleek. Is that something you recommend? Because I've been in some homes and they could, sometimes you like a lot of things and you leave them around the home. How do you go about going from maybe someone who has a lot of things to getting to this minimalistic look that we're seeing here on screen?
You've got to walk through your house, and anything that doesn't necessarily bring you joy, you want to kind of, I say take a pack of Post-its, go through. If you look at it and you're like, you've ignored it every single day when you walked into that room while you've been home, it's probably time to change that out, get something a little bit new, a little more fresh that actually makes you happy. You may have pieces too that you've held on to, not necessarily because they had sentimental value, but because you would be judged if you got rid of it. So you just got to put that to the side and say, okay, this piece of furniture needs to go on out. I'm done with it. It needs to move on, or just, give it to someone else. Let them have that responsibility for a minute and get yourself something that makes you smile every time you walk in that room.
Love that, and brings you joy. There's Johnathan's information right there on the bottom of your screen. If you need some help or just need some inspiration, definitely check out his Instagram page. Johnathan, I can't wait for you to come back. We'll have more 12 About Town today coming up right after the break.